Just when you feel like you gotta smoke, just get on your knees and pray.
Just talking about Mr. Beast and retention.
Bro, fuck that white nigga, bro.
See? I don't understand the point of that. Like, why would you do that? That's just absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yo, this bitch is elite. Let me go holler at her real quick. Hey, what's up, baby girl? I ain't gonna lie, you look real good at that.
Let me get that for you. I love when they actually rap, man.
You know what I mean? Westside Boogie is a clean blend of
Actually rapping.
of like hair braiding, brown sugar with the screets.
I've been listening to this nigga for years.
I remember when he first went viral, and he had with that video of him. He looked like he was like a museum art piece, and he had got shot when he started bleeding out.
That's that intervene on my nigga knees. On the nigga need is a lot.
We'll be eating on the podcast because I'm an asshole.
Retention down. Mr. Beast is cringing right now.
You want to beat me up? It's all right.
I want to meet Mr. Beast, I ain't gonna lie. That's something that, like, I'm putting on the list of things to do. Like, he just did a podcast tour.
That was a really good one too.
Yeah, he was on, like,
he literally went around just telling people like, yeah, like I'm better than you for these reasons. 1, 2, and 3.
I go hard. No, it's not even that. Like, everyone swears Mr. Beast is like. I guess that. All right, so a lot of the comments that I heard, because I had to like do a little bit of research, like aside from what he was saying on the pod, to like actually have some like reflective base of it. Like most people think that what he does is fake, like giving away the money, like the free islands, all that other stuff. So there's that like sect of people, and then there's the other sect of people that's just like, he's an asshole. Why would you give somebody a plane? It's so expensive. Why would you give somebody an island? They have to pay taxes, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, you're all idiots, and you don't understand how money actually works. And it's like, that's like a lot of what he had to like go out and explain. But also he just like he's been doing this for like almost 10 years now.
When it comes
over 10 years, because he's like 26, 27 or something like that. And he started making YouTube videos when he was 11.
Yeah.
Like, so he's 15 years in the making. And something he like brought up on a bunch of the pods, so I went and watched it, was this video where he had like shot a video of himself at like 14 or 15 or whatever it was, and it's like, hey, me in 5 years. And that video went live a couple years ago, and it was literally just like him in the middle of studying for a test. Like, if you don't have 1 million subscribers by this time, then everything you're doing has been a waste, and blah blah blah. He's just like kind of talking to himself, and he queued it up like back then to upload 5 years later. And he said he has a couple more that are like queued up to come out soon enough, like me in 10 years, me in 15 years. I think he said he went all the way up to like 20 possibly, maybe, I'm not sure, but he has a couple more of them. But like, I found it like really interesting that it's
He's
like,
got a very different perspective on like content, time, effort, and like what it takes to really be like a YouTube like sensation.
now so I think the biggest takeaway I got from like listening to him talk about anything that like involves his like creative process or YouTube or any of the businesses that he gets involved in, and I think this is kind of synonymous with like all great people, like they have an obsessiveness about them that almost ostracizes them from their peers at first, but then when their greatness comes to like the forefront of reality for everyone to see, they then pull in so many other people to become like them or influence them to like now chase a similar type of, you know, obsession.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't always equate to like the same of like, you know, the greatness, and that's why like there's those differentiations between like creators, and like you can see who like the big ones are. Like I'll just use like Mike and Kobe as like an example as far as like that obsessive nature that's like synonymous with like all like really great people. Like Mike's teammates hated him. because he was obsessed with winning. There were some that now came there specifically for that obsession, and some that resonated with it, and it led them to chase a similar type of, like perfection. Kobe was the same way. Like Nick Young tells the story all the time when Kobe comes in and took all their shoes at halftime. Like, none of y'all wearing my shoes. Y'all all trash.
Yo. Oh, yeah.
And he tells that story, so it's like,
take them shits off, nigga.
So y'all not playing.
I smack shit out with you niggas.
Y'all not playing like Kobe. Y'all don't get to wear my shoes, making me look bad.
Go put on some DeAndre Jordans, nigga.
So it's like,
put on some DeAndre Jordans.
I don't even think DeAndre got a shoe. Why DeAndre just catching a straight?
You know what I mean? You gotta put some J's on and get the jump man and put DeAndre on them. That's what you gotta do. Y'all was playing like dirt, nigga. Them Nick Young Laker years was kinda crazy.
But yeah, so like Tom is obsessive. Everyone says Tom Brady is super obsessive.
Yeah, I mean,
look at what the man's doing.
Yeah, like
won't retire.
Won't spend time with his family.
Yeah, leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. Mind your business.
Won't watch his kids get old.
Bro, I don't know one grown man that wants to sit at home.
I didn't say that.
Every day.
You ain't got to do that.
And just stare at his family. I don't know one grown.
You don't got to do that.
Especially not a grown man that has the ability to make the millions and millions of dollars that Tom makes, either being on the field, around the field, in an office that has to do with the field, or on a TV show that has to do with the field.
I ain't gonna lie to Tom Brady. I keep saying it. The doc is gonna be crazy when we find out how truly nasty of a man Tom Brady was.
They did Man in the Arena already, which is like an 8 or 9 episode series. I watched it.
Really?
But it's literally you have like all his teammates coming in. They get Drew Bledsoe in there. You just get to hear about I think the only person that you would have wanted to see that you didn't.
More papers?
I have 4 papers left in this sleeve. I didn't take the fresh pack out the crib. I'm trying to cut down on smoking, so I figured
this nigga's lying. This nigga's lying already.
I swear to God, I have a fresh pack at the crib. Look, it's brand new grubs.
Nah, I know. I'm just like, nigga, every time I hear niggas say I'm about to quit smoking.
No, I said I'm not quitting. I said I need to cut back.
Yeah, whatever. All that shit.
I smoke at a ridiculous pace, and I need to stop that. So.
You know what you got to do? Just when you feel like you got to smoke, just get on your knees and pray. Yo, you want to do a reaction real quick? I've seen this video that like is low key sounds crazy.
I don't.
You have no choice at this point.
It's like,
just watch it. It's not what's gonna kill you.
But like, can't we do things in like some type of order and sequence?
I mean, we could, but like the conversation's flowing. Just look at this.
We were just talking about Mr. Beast and retention.
Bro, fuck that white nigga, bro.
See, this is the problem.
Yeah, I said it. The retention even further.
Plummeting. Stop this.
Bro, it's a new day and age.
No, it's not.
We are allowed to listen, I'm not even about to go there. I was about to put my Kofi / Kyrie hat on real quick, like listen, I don't have to do it their way.
It's not about that.
My dream isn't to get on how Mr. Beast did.
I don't want to get on how Mr. Beast did, but he very.
I don't even want him to be.
He very.
I don't even want to get on. I don't even want to be that hot on YouTube. Keep it a buck. Like YouTube is our early stage, but I'm trying to get on caffeine real quick, and that's where you can say whatever you want. You can say hard R's. You could commit murder on this. Like, nah, you can't do that. But they allow you to be black.
They allow you to do whatever you want on YouTube too. I'm just saying, like, there's like an algorithm that's like really easy to like, like pinpoint and depict.
No, that's the thing. On YouTube, you're chasing that algorithm.
It's not
on caffeine. If you got your own peoples that really fuck with you, you can get some bread and get an opportunity to get on a platform that is willing to stand by you.
But where are we gonna find those people?
What do you mean find those people? The more work we put on here,
okay, so that means
tiptoeing around the algorithm.
No, so that means we actually have to pay attention to the algorithm right now. So everything you just said beforehand, it gets out the window, because in order to get those people to go somewhere else, we have to succeed here.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Please don't put us on the ban list.
So yeah, listen to this. Desperate for attention, Chick is outside walking around with a man's batter on her face.
Man's what?
Oh God.
I was just like, I don't understand the point of that. Like, why would you do that? That's just absolutely fucking disgusting. It's just like, why are you just walking the street with...
What in the fuck is going on, Kanye?
Why are you just walking the street with semen plastered all over your face?
Yeah, like
that's not...
you
that's
can't
not
just be
cool.
walking around with protein on your cheeks for no reason. Like, there's children around. Like, that's still unsafe. Like, beyond all of that, like the sick, weird shit behind it, it's also very unsanitary for you to just be like,
I just don't see the purpose of that. Like, who's impressed by that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She wanted to go viral, I guess.
Any man in his right mind that's attracted to you.
Like, in her mind, I wonder, did she...
Like, were you trying to get, like, more fans or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm just like, because, and, bruh,
Nigga.
there's any man that's going up to you and be like, oh, she got another man's semen on her face. She must be a fun time.
Yo, this bitch is elite. Let me go holler at her real quick. Hey, what's up, baby girl? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, you look real good at that.
Let me get that for you.
Nigga said, let me get that for you. I love him. See you later. Kiss on the cheek. Oh, if it's sperm on her face, that means there's dick on her tongue, nigga. You're wildin'. That's the nastiest you. You are the nastiest you. If you did it,
I never.
The nastiest you.
Nigga said.
You are the nastiest you. You're walking around with hollering at bitches with niggas Gogurt on their face. Like hollering at a bitch with another nigga Gogurt on her face is crazy.
What are we going with? All right, are we going through more of these? Do you have like more of these lined up? Are there like
I kind of do.
Do you have them ready? Can we get like let's go. Let's get this rapid fire. This retention.
Let's
is
rapid
dropping,
fire.
Bro.
All right.
Retention is
Taught
hot.
him a lesson. Student with Down syndrome stood up to his bullies.
I hope you know that because you're doing this, you're gonna have to cut these shits.
I don't care. I will do the extra work. And by I will do it, I'm about to pay a nigga. It's up.
Make sure you save the link so we're looking at him. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Is that a teacher?
No, that's a special needs kid. He got tired of this nigga talking to him and he firing on him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, why did it took so long for a teacher to see anything?
They let this rock.
There's a special
needed this.
Yeah, he needed the humbling.
He needed this. They was like, yeah, let
oh my God, yo, wait, hold up. Did he just gorilla stomp the nigga? The nigga go, wait, hold up,
He
Quis.
hit him with the DK.
The DK.
Oh, he's still putting paws on him. Yeah. All right, y'all gotta stop him, all right? Y'all gotta stop him.
Yeah,
He does, like, I'm all for y'all letting him get the shit off. Mm-hmm. I'm actually very happy to, like, see some, like, in my opinion, like, I'm all for, like, watching the special needs kid beat up the person who's been bothering him.
I think we all need to see that. Because there's somebody out there that's picking on the special needs kid that need his ass whooped.
So, like, I'm totally okay with that one.
Yeah.
But now, as being that he is a special needs individual, he might not have the wherewithal once his anger has kind of taken hold and he like snaps.
Oh yeah.
So
now you gotta bring a beautiful little white girl from like the middle school to come talk.
I don't know.
To come talk to him on top of the cafeteria table. So he go
Disney movies you been watching lately, my nigga? But that's not real life. All right. This is not the Blind Side. All right. The Blind Side wasn't even really that.
I'm saying no.
Michael Orr was not done.
I thank you for cleaning it up, but I'm gonna throw myself further into the fire. I was more leaning for King Kong. That was a big nigga. That nigga wasn't slender. If you had to compare him to an animal, there would be no other logical animal except for
Next video. No. Absolutely not.
All right.
Absolutely
All right.
not.
Since I've unleashed unleashed coonery.
You got
no. I have to show you someone.
More.
Listen, I'm not. No.
One more.
I have to listen. I'm just joking. Hold up. I'm just joking. But time to show you a nigga who's taking coonery to a truly high level. We going out sad for real. Bandman Kevo gets the White Lives Matter tat with a mural. Hold up. Of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and his and this also in this situation he gets Kanye and Mark Zuckerberg added to his leg tat list. So he went to the spot and was like, "Yo, listen, I need a White Lives Matter shot. I need a Kanye mural, and I need a Mark Zuckerberg mural right now."
And Jeff Bezos.
Well, no, the Jeff was old. Jeff and Elon was already there.
So this man just got all the greatest supervillains of our time.
He has at least 6/8 of the Legion of Doom on his legs.
He's literally a walking testament to all the supervillains of our time.
He's also a testament of like consumerism and like what's the word that people use when they talk about how like people are just like in just pure awe of these like billionaires and like celebrities and like figureheads and things like that are just like just unobtainable, with people with unobtainable wealth and power.
I don't have the exact terminology, but all I can say is that man has lost his fucking mind. Yeah.
Not only is he selling y'all bullshit via credit card information and making a bag off of it, but now he's worshiping white men. Like if you gonna really think about it, hold up.
We always got it. Like,
it's not about race. It's more so, bro. Out of all the influential people to put on your, I'm cool with. I know niggas who got Ben Franklin tatted on them.
I'm putting you in a public speaking class.
No,
that way, no. Like this is gonna
because I'm not here to. I'm not speaking to a public. I'm speaking to my audience.
No, but you're gonna learn how to.
I'm doing comedy right now. I don't know what you're talking about. None of this is none of this is fact. This is all fictional and for entertainment purposes. I am not a professional, nor am I nor am I a doctor. This is not medical advice.
But you have to be accountable.
I am not a lawyer. I am not giving you advice on law, nor am I giving you advice on medical on medical advice.
All right, let's move it on.
You right? All right.
Let's move it on. All right.
We free these. Oh, do you want one more?
One more? Do you have one more? Can it not be like, can it actually be something that like has some comedic value and not just like absolute buffoonery?
All right, so what, you want a nigga getting his ass whooped?
No, all right, you don't have any. All right, let's move on. So,
all right.
I have been like super unable to sleep lately for some reason. Like it's just been like
you ain't been getting no dick. I mean, some people need a nut before they go to sleep.
Okay. I haven't been sleeping well lately. So I took that time and like the lack of sleep to be like, all right, well, I've been like working and doing other shit all day and like I'm on computer reading, whatever the fuck else I have to do work-wise like all day. So I'm like, all right, let me just like watch some TV. So I got like sucked into the Lord of the Rings, which is like so fucking annoying to me because like it's such an old like series of movies. Mm-hmm. Something most people have probably like seen like in part, but like when you up at 2 a.m. and you just watching shit, you know, your mind starts really trying to like delve into like why shit is going on the way it is. Like that shit just happens. So like I started watching The Rings of Power first because it was
The Rings of Power.
Yeah,
is that
like it's a new TV show. It's on Amazon Prime, and I have to give Amazon some credit. So like Apple TV, I've heard nothing but good reviews about like almost all the shows that have like come out as Apple TV shows. Like Ted Lasso is like huge. It's like really good. That's the only one that I've personally watched. Mm-hmm. But there's a bunch of other ones and I've gotten good reviews on all of those. You know, Hulu has like those couple little shows that are like airing on TV that they run that no one else runs.
Abbott Elementary.
So it's like there's a couple
banger.
There's a couple on Hulu, but for the most part, it's been like Apple TV and Netflix, like kind of like choke holding the like space of like TV shows on a streaming service per se. And then obviously, you know, you got like the Power on Showtime and Stars and like those other couple things. So you got stuff out there. But Amazon has some pretty good shows on there.
Yeah, they had the Jack Reacher.
They got Reacher. I watched Ryan. I watched Jack Ryan the other day. Like, that's how I ended up getting, like, stumbling onto Rings of Power. So, I watched Jack Ryan. It was pretty good. I'm a Tom Clancy fan. I've read some of the books, and I played a lot of video games. So, like, getting to see Jack Ryan from, like, those things and, like, a real-time exploit was kind of cool. But I got into the Rings of Power. Very, very, very dry show. It's a fucking slog. It's a fucking slog.
Are you sure it's just not like one of those season 1 kind of things?
I think it is going to be a season 1 kind of thing. It's definitely a slog because it's season 1. But the writing is fucking terrible. All right?
Really?
Writing's fucking terrible. Like, and but like, it was good. Like, don't get me wrong. It's good enough that, like, as a show, you can watch it. But if I rank it against any other type of show that has anything to do with like dragons, elves, dwarves, mystic shit, and dungeons, like Game of Thrones is blowing that shit out the water. Get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but you know what? You're forgetting. I'm the guy who's kind of like anti-medieval television right now. Like, I don't watch any. Like, I did not watch Game of Thrones. I didn't watch any of those. Okay, whatever.
Like, I don't like, bro. That's my opinion. But that's like, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones and you think it's a bad TV show, then you
I didn't say it was a bad TV show. I'm just like, I'm good on it.
Why are you not watching Game of Thrones?
Because I'm just not. It doesn't attract me.
Why? What about it doesn't attract you?
All that medieval shit. I don't even like seeing like. I'm not even a fan of seeing. I've seen episodes like in and out and like watching an episode with other people, but I don't even like. I don't like CG. I don't really like watching a lot of stuff that has anything to do other than outside of the last. If it hasn't happened within the last 60 years, going backwards or forward, I don't even like going forward. Really, if it hasn't gone, if it's not currently happening now or predicting the near future, I kind of or the past, I really don't give a shit.
First off, dragons aren't medieval; they're mythic.
Yes,
I get different type of. That's a very different.
Yeah, there were I'm almost confident during the medieval times there were stories of dragons and such.
They are myths. They are not real. So
no, I get that, but
so a medieval television show and a mythical television show, while they might have like similar things as far as like the tech of the age goes, where like they use axes, armor, and that stuff. Where, like, those basic things may be commonalities, a mythical show provides things that do not exist on a regular plane at any point, such as dragons, giant wolves that have all types of varying powers, wraiths, White Walkers, for example. Yeah. They have magic. Like actual fucking magic where niggas is shooting fireballs. Yeah,
like all that. I'm good. Like, if it hit a cartoon, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see no 42-year-old white dude just don't. Yeah, I'm good.
It doesn't happen like that.
No, I get it. I watched the episode where the shorty on the dragon had to come save John. What's his name? Jon Snow. Oh my god, I ain't gonna lie. There's some good. It's not a. That's why I'm not saying.
Have you seen The Red Wedding?
No.
All right. I guarantee you.
Bro, listen, I get it.
It is one of the greatest episodes of television that you will ever see.
That ice demon nigga just was like,
he's a White Walker.
Nigga just, nigga stabbed, caught the bitch. He caught the dragon. The dragon was like, oh, fuck. They got hit with the 40.
You talking about the king?
Yeah.
The king.
Yeah, he hit the dragon with the 40 of ice. Nigga just, whoom. Nigga hit, it was like, fuck. Yeah. Nigga slowly glided out.
But to a point, you compare, because Game of Thrones was so good at like capturing like the mythical essence of everything. It's like, again, the Lord of the Rings is an older series.
Now let me separate them. I don't like when you say series, I like a movie series. I'll deal with the mythical and all that medieval movie. Television show? Nah.
It's the same. No, but see, then that's also like I think a poor misconception because like
misconception of what? I haven't made.
That's a poor misconception of organization of the show and like how to deal with it because
it's not
the Lord of the Rings
concept.
movies. I've just been watching them like I'm in the middle of the Twin Towers. The movies are so fucking long and such a slog to get through that while there are some amazing points in the movies, they're not that like they're not highlighted enough. They're not like they don't leave you with anything.
You shall not pass.
Yes, and then I got 40 minutes of these niggas just fucking walking around.
Yup.
And fucking.
Cause that, bro,
nothing.
you think the story of Jesus that exciting?
No, bro.
It's a lot of just chilling and niggas niggas sip wine and be like, yo, Jesus, yo, I'll fuck with you, fuck with the road.
First off, perfect example, and here's why. Like in the Game of Thrones situation, like on a TV show, I see something like. It like again, Rings of Power was a slog because I think that, like you said, it's season 1. There's a lot of backstory they're trying to set up, and this is like, and Rings of Power is basically taking place.
Let's see. I'm hearing you. I'm gonna just look at
like the order of it all is Rings of Power happens first.
Yeah, because
so
that's
Rings
the
of Power
backstory.
is the earliest.
That's where it's all 6, right?
No.
The 5
they haven't even gotten that far yet. Ooh. So Rings of Power. I don't want to spoil anything.
Because y'all like I ain't gonna lie, I might just have to.
You might just have to watch. Like, I ain't gonna front. Like, it's interesting. Like, it's a slog, but it's interesting enough because it gets you involved.
What the fuck? Why is there a black woman in this show?
Bro, listen, and this is what I'm trying to explain, bro. Like, listen, look, we're gonna get to this.
You gonna explain to me why there's black ladies here?
Yeah, bro, we're gonna get to it. It's so, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some of the writing and stuff like that is horrible.
Now you shouldn't, but I don't like TV shows, especially now.
I hate the pandering. I don't like the pandering.
And you have to do that on television because you're trying to appeal to a much broader audience.
They do it in movies now too, a lot more. But like.
But they only do,
and like there's a lot of outrage. Like we even talked about it a couple weeks ago with the whole Ariel situation, where they cast Haley as Ariel. I think she's gonna do a great job. I don't have a problem, and like I said, even back then, I don't have a problem with you casting a black actress to play.
But stop blackfacing these characters.
But Ariel is a predominantly redheaded, white-looking.
Her father's Poseidon. Like, what are we talking about here?
So so like when it comes to things of that nature, I totally understand like where people get offended when you change the character, but I don't see the need for the outrage. So like you said, why is there a black woman in here? I totally get it. It's like
there was nobody black in the entire, except for the demon nigga. All them niggas was, well, not really black people, but they were the physical color black.
They had like dark elves, the Uruks or whatever. Those would have been like the closest thing to like people of darker skin.
Yeah, so bro, what are we talking?
I totally get what you're saying.
For this to be
even like some of the wood, even if you would have cast like some of the wood elves as like
Oh, you made her a dwarf.
She's a dwarf.
She's a queen. Hold up.
She's a dwarf queen.
All right, now you sucking dick. Dwarf queen? All right, y'all niggas is
soon to be.
Now y'all niggas is dragging it.
That's the prince. All right, so look, I'm gonna go into it, like, cause we're getting off track.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that in a second. So like, perfect example. You just pointed out the Gandalf thing, right?
They all relatives, correct?
No. You just pointed out the Gandalf thing, like, you shall not pass.
Yeah.
And then I told you it's like 30 minutes of them just like wandering through the dungeon. In a TV show, the you shall not pass, you get a shot of Gandalf falling. You know how like later in the movie they show you like the whole Gandalf fighting the Balrog and they show them falling and all that stuff. Like 30 minutes later in the movie, they show you just a flash of him falling to show he's still alive. But like in a TV show now, you would have seen him fall, at least to a degree. Then it would have clipped out. Then when they got out of it, rather than them all rushing to get up, you see how like Frodo went off on his own, like they're crying, they're all sad.
Yeah.
And the TV show,
that would have been 5 episodes.
No, not 5 episodes. It would have been 10 minutes. Because now, rather than having to just have Aragorn yell at everybody like we need to go, because the movie's already 3 hours fucking long.
Mm-hmm. So with condensing,
but like again, like that moment is supposed to be a 10-minute moment, like in real time lapse. You get what I'm saying? Like they all get out, they take a couple seconds, and they have that 10 minutes essentially. but you don't. It doesn't feel like 10 minutes in the movie because it's condensed. Aragorn's yelling at everybody. It all happens like sequentially. In a TV show now, you get that 10 minutes. So now you get a conversation between, like a real conversation between like Sam and some of the other hobbits. Probably you get a conversation from Boromir instead of him just telling Aragorn, "Hey, give them a second to grieve," because they're not used to this or anything like that. You get like a real explanation from him. It won't be just like, "Hey, give them a minute." It's like, you get like, "Hey, like they've never seen this." You get what I'm saying? So you get more character development, as far as I'm concerned, in those moments of like the slog-like moments. You can now add character development to them. So that way, even though it's a slog, I get it. It's filler because you're taking up time, but it builds the dynamics more. Like there were episodes of Game of Thrones that ended and I had to watch it again because like the thrill of watching the show makes you miss things because they're adding those little character development moments that build up to other things. So now when a person dies, when a person falls off of something, like you're so much more connected to the moment. Like when Gandalf falls in the first movie, like I'm not that sad. Like I'm like, oh shit, they lost the wizard.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, they lost the wizard.
Fuck,
like,
these niggas about to
like
get
he was
smoked.
kind of leading them on to shit. Like what's gonna happen now? But he tells Aragorn to take him, and I find out Aragorn's a king. Like, or from the bloodline of a king. So it's just like, oh well, all right. So Aragorn knows what he's doing. Plus Aragorn knows Elvish. Like if you just pay attention at all, it's like Aragorn knows Elvish. He's dating an elf chick. He kisses an elf chick when they're in Elrond's castle and shit. So it's like, okay, like this nigga some hot shit too. Like they lost the wizard, but like they got Aragorn, they got the ring, and they got Frodo. Like I think we're gonna be okay here if these are our main characters. You know what I'm saying? Like so. And now back to like the points of the Rings of Power, like slog of a show. The first couple episodes really a drag, but there are some very promising like developments. So like again, writing I think is terrible. It's like super pandery. Like they have like really bad accents. Like,
yeah, because
really
I was
really bad.
That's funny how you said that because I was gonna say another reason why I don't like the medieval thing is because they all do the bullshit like
really bad accents.
Some and they do that throat, that tone, that weird
it's
like
mostly Irish.
Oh, like
it's mostly like Irish and
they don't talk like this. They talk like this and.
No. It's they're not that bad, but like some of them are really bad and you'll hear it. But like the idea that like the dwarf queen to be, because the black woman you have up on screen now, you can like flash her up whenever we.
Sophia Namvit.
She is married to the prince of what is Khazad-dûm. So like. Without ruining story, Khazad-dûm is where the Balrog is in actual Lord of the Rings, the first one. Like the first Lord of the Rings movie, when we see Gandalf fall and he's fighting the Balrog, they're in Khazad-dûm. They're taking the bridge to Khazad-dûm. That's the whole reason they went underground and took the mines.
Yeah.
In Rings of Power, you don't even see the Balrog. Like Khazad-dûm is this huge, bustling dwarf city. It's like the strongest dwarf city of all. All right. So like this takes place like thousands and thousands and thousands of years before any of the events of Lord of the Rings. And then the Hobbit movies happen 60 years before the Lord of the Rings movies. So like Bilbo Baggins goes on his own adventure with Gandalf and Thorin. I think his name is Thorin something Shield, like Oakshield. Thorin Oakshield. So there he's like a dwarf king that lost his mountain to a dragon. So like they go on this adventure to try to get that mountain back, and then they have a battle and all that other shit. And that happens 60 years before the events of actual Lord of the Rings. And then Rings of Power is like thousands of years before that.
Yeah. Oh, for me, I know this is like a played out topic, but I'm tired of with like the black facing of the characters. Like, give me a like. So
they did do it well. There's no like black elves. So like you said, like she's a dwarf.
Because I was about to say,
a dwarf.
You trying to tell me these
no black elf.
these
I haven't seen any black elf.
slender European featured
There's one elf that is brown skinned
with blonde hair.
There's one elf that is brown skinned, but he's played by a Hispanic man. And I would argue that like in the scope of elves that exist, elves that live like in the forest specifically, or like in like heavily wooded areas, could possibly be more tan because of the fact that they're outside rather than, you know, like the high elves that are spending all their times in castles and shit like that. They're not outside as much. Whereas like the wood elves have to be able to at least,
but you know what's crazy? You see what you're doing right now?
No.
You're using real world science in a mythological situation. And this is why, because
because like,
another thing why I don't fuck with these shows is because it's like
apply still because
you
like,
want me to believe this is what you're trying to tell me happened all before, like right after Jesus or before Jesus or whatever the case is.
It's made up.
I know, but the thing
it
it's like
happens in a timeline completely separated from ours.
But my thing is like, so y'all niggas are going to eventually like get to credit cards and like y'all gonna stop fucking with dragons and all that and just like I think I need a mortgage, settle down. Like
no, it doesn't work that way. They have like magic and other things.
I know, but that's gonna like where is that gonna? I don't know, man. I'm thinking that's what I'm saying. I think too deep
because the stories are supposed to end. There's not supposed to be a continuation. Like the stories of those realms end because the whole point of all of the stuff that you're doing is that when ages of peace come along, people get complacent. They forget about the old stories of like the crazy shit that could have happened or did happen. Like,
because that's my thing. Like, bro, there's already like I don't want to watch another made up dragon myth.
Well,
there's mad stories that have been already written in this day and like in this timeline, quote unquote, that have happened, and it's like, why don't we talk about that shit?
Because they're not like. Again, we've had this conversation. Not every story fucking matters. And not every story is a good story.
Y'all nigga, you could jazz that story up just a little bit.
Not every story is a good story, bro.
You trying to tell me the story of Cerberus wouldn't be cool? You wouldn't want to see like a good Hercules depiction? You really wouldn't want to see like...
But like those things have also been done and failed. Like people have attempted to do like Hercules movies. People have
live action Hercules.
People have attempted to do like live action mummy style movies of like the kings and the pharaohs and things like that. Like we're not talking about new ideas here. And that's why that's why I'm like, the reason I got sucked into this and that's why I was like, yo, it's worth talking about is like, even though it's kind of a slog, it gives something. Yeah,
it does bring the conversation to a slog point too.
Like it. Yeah, because you keep trying to argue with me about.
Because I hate this shit.
I'm just trying to tell you about like a decent part of the show.
Is it? All jokes aside though, are you gonna finish this out?
I watched all of it already. I watched all the episodes.
Are you gonna tune in for next season?
I watched all 8 episodes of season 1. I then watched all 3 Hobbit movies already.
What the fuck was you doing?
I haven't slept. It took me. I watched all 8 episodes of that. In one night, I started at like midnight, and I just didn't sleep that night.
Yeah, let's get past that. You're not sleeping. That's 24 hours. So what? You did 16 hours. So that's what? That's only.
I was up all night watching the first 8 episodes. Then I slept the next night for like. I went to sleep around like 3. Woke up at like 8:30. Then I hit that following night at like 2 a.m. I watched the entire Hobbit. The first one. It was like 2 hours. Change.
2, yeah.
It was like
almost 3 hours.
It's shorter than any of the. All the Hobbit movies are.
I think it's like 2 hours and like 14 minutes or some shit like that.
It's like barely 2 hours, and the last like 15-20 minutes of it is like credits.
Yeah, and there's a point in the movie where you start like seeing like the story's coming to an end. And
no, it's not even that. It's like
it concludes.
The first one ends like with a little bit of a like cliffhanger, like niggas just get to the castle type shit. Like the Hobbit did a good job of trying to.
Real niggas keep retention up?
Nah. There's
the movie, The Hobbit?
There's some points that are dragged out.
Oh, man, we ain't talking about that shit no more. Fuck the Lord of the Rings, nigga.
But they did a good job with, like, keeping everything situated.
I don't know. I haven't been watching too much stuff. I just finished celebrating my birthday this past weekend, so, like, all I did was fucking...
Get drunk and be a hooligan.
Yeah. I did mushrooms this weekend again for the first time in like almost like a year.
You can't say I did mushrooms this weekend for the first time again. It's like that's
that's almost like a
speaking.
Shut your face.
It's like I did mushrooms again for the first time
for the first time in like a year. Yeah,
I did mushrooms again would go first.
Whatever.
I did mushrooms for the first time again.
It was a great experience. Walking around Brooklyn and Manhattan just zooted out of my mind. Not really, but because I wasn't bodying eighths or nothing like that. I just like half a gram, just chilling. It was some strong mushrooms, so I didn't need to do too much.
Mushrooms is too much.
Yeah, we heard you, and you would have enlightened them about your too many thoughts.
No, mushrooms give me too many extrapolating thoughts, and it make my head hurt, so I just refuse to do mushrooms ever again.
Nigga can't stop thinking on mushrooms.
It's not good.
You need to know how to chill out on them Jones. They're great, bro. I just wish you would have done them properly.
I did do them properly.
No, you didn't.
I did them in a safe, comfortable space.
No, you didn't test. You didn't test how you would feel. You just ate the whole thing.
I ate half the bar, laid down. I was like, I don't really feel nothing.
Bugging, and that's the same story of every nigga who's who had a bad trip.
And I waited like another hour. I was like, all right, still don't feel nothing. So I thought about smoking. I was like, nah, I don't want to smoke. And then this shit hit me. Might as well just eat the rest of it. So I ate the rest of it. I was fine. I didn't have a bad trip. I didn't like freak out. I didn't go crazy. I didn't have like any like.
You could have had a better time.
Of like,
you just said you had many extrapolating thoughts in a headache.
Yes,
that's not a good That's not a good time.
Do you know what extrapolating?
No, but I know what headache means, and that's not a good time.
Yes,
I've never been outside or like never woke up and been like, damn, it'd be good as hell right now. A headache.
I did mushrooms in a safe space, which is what you're supposed to do. So I was comfortable in the space that I was in. You
didn't have a guard. You didn't have a shaman. You didn't have a guardian.
I had plenty of water. I had somebody come
after you've already felt uncomfortable. Don't do that.
Through when I'm just thinking too much and I didn't want to talk to myself. Yeah. That's the difference. Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, it happens on mushrooms. Regardless, you just want to be around people.
I was thinking way too much, and while I was comfortable, I was uncomfortable with the fact that I could not stop the thoughts from going in and out of my brain. And then when my brain would latch onto a thought,
you just be sitting there going crazy.
Sitting there lost.
Kyrie was right. Oh my God.
I would be lost in thought for too long. So I was just like, all right, this doesn't I don't want to I don't have anyone to bounce these things off of. Like I need someone to speak to. Mm. So like I got someone to talk to.
Hearing all those random thoughts in your head. Gucci Man's a clone.
It just wasn't a fun thing for me because I feel like everyone says it's like, oh, when you do like mushrooms or something, like the best thing you could do is be around like good people, good energy or whatever, because it just makes you like.
Was KD's foot too big or was the court too small?
It amplifies whatever you got going on or whatever, this type of stuff when you take hallucinogens and shit like that. So it's like I'm someone who gets very deeply lost in the thought anyway. So like when I take mushrooms, it's just like too much. Yeah. It's too much stimulation.
You got to ease into them. One day we're gonna just. Little baby doses. You got to micro dose shrooms with your boy.
I'm not doing that. Just
a little bit. Just a little. You don't need a lot. Just a little bit.
Just.
Oh fuck! I was really about to spit that shit, but I can't. I can't even take myself seriously and spit that. What's the everyone has their favorite like one of their cringy like hip hop songs that they like. You know what one of yours is?
Cringy hip hop song?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have like a cringy hip hop song. I'm sure I have like I'm sure there's plenty of like songs that I like that people would consider cringy. Mm-hmm. Like. But I don't know if it's like a hip hop song. I guess like the closest thing that like comes to mind would be like maybe like "Down on My Luck" by Vic Mensa.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean.
So that would probably be like the closest thing I could think of.
There's a lot of artists that have a couple like 50 Cent got a couple cringy songs.
Like
Chance the Rapper got a couple cringy songs. Who else?
Yeah, like Hot Shower is a cringy song, but I don't like that song, but that shit is a little cringe.
He got some crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I think it's a song he got called like "New Day." Like it's a new day, and I'm like, oh nah, it's nah. I can't fuck with that. Yeah. He's going crazy.
Can't fuck with that.
50 Cent got like they're still fire, but when you look back at them, like AO Technology and like the what's that song like dun, 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 dun. Damn, I'm trying to remember a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Why don't you unbuckle your pants just a little bit? That song. He's got a couple songs that are just like, ugh. What are you looking at?
I am trying to find a few of these tweets I had found throughout the week. I'd saved them.
I've been off of Twitter for a while. It's been a lot of nonsense.
Twitter is always a place for joy. First off, I just want to say something since I brought Twitter up. You know that the use of the N-word has increased like
5
or 700%. No, it was 5. It's gone up even more.
So there's someone just literally typing in Niggr, Nigger, Nigger.
It's gone up so much since Elon bought the shit, bro.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Niggas take all right. This is what I wanted to get at. Because we brought up Twitter. People use free speech as like this crutch to spread hate speech. All right? The First Amendment allows you, yes, to say what you would like. However, it does not allow you to spread hate speech. There's a very big difference between free speech and hate speech. And I don't know why people need an education on that.
Cause sometimes you could hate. You could use hate speech in a loving way, and like you could. How do I say? Hate speech is a tough spot because I like a good joke. It's like you can say some shit, and on paper it looks crazy, but if I'm sitting next to you, like it's not as bad. It might not hit the same. Like. I don't know about you, man. Have you ever called a woman a bitch to her face?
Yeah.
Like, on paper, you calling a woman a bitch looks like you're you know what I mean, someone, you might be a verbally abusive male. But, like, I'm almost confident. Well, I'll speak for myself. If I'm using a B word to a female, it's like a lot of times it's not even on some disrespectful shit. It's a lot of times on some joking shit. But on paper, like, I'm still calling her a bitch, so give or take. I don't know. Hate speech is weird. Because to me, it's all about context for hate speech. Because it's like...
Nah, it's...
Like, are you going to lock up a black person for using the N-word? Like, are you going to do that? Like, I get it. No one should, like, it's a bad word, and, like, people don't like when when white people say it and, like, other people say it to black people. But, like, is it right for us to police ourselves on the situation? Either or versions of it. Because people go crazy when white people say a hard R. People go crazy when white people say a regular GA.
Yes. Because historically and contextually,
cool. I'm not even. We're not about to do back and forth.
No,
with
but
that.
You asked you said everything is context, and that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
historically
I get
and contextually, those things breed hate when coming from people of those demographics.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but I've been in situations where people of some of these demographics outside of black have used the term, and it didn't seem like it was. It seemed like a term of endearment.
Okay. Now, you and I are both aware that there are plenty of people walking around of every different color.
Because I got plenty of poppy friends. Unless every Spanish nigga about to stop saying, like, and what you gonna tell Dominicans who are literally on the other side of Haiti?
No, listen, again, there are plenty of people that walk around of different skin color, of anything other than black, that use the word nigga with the term, as in like a term of endearment. Be like, oh, my nigga this, my nigga that, yo, that's my nigga. Blah, 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 blah. Black people use it all the time. Okay? I totally understand where you're coming from. Now, again, words have meaning, right?
Yep.
So in the book, the ER gives the word a completely different meaning, just like how there's 3 different versions of there, and there.
Yeah.
Okay? 3 different versions. 4, really.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah, but
But,
who
like,
cares? Continue.
There, all right? So each of them has a different meaning. So words have meaning just at a baseline. So, like, contextually, the ER at the end of nigga, instead of having an A, having the ER,
Grr.
it makes that contextually much more hateful because of the history behind the word.
But me just
Because of
like,
the-
even me just dropping an M-bomb. I haven't done it yet, but if I wanted to, and I'm talking to you right
It
now,
still becomes offensive, even as a black person saying it to another black person. Other black people hearing the term still get offended at the hard ER hearing it from other black people.
so what?
because
You so what?
of
You
the
police
history.
me? You police me now because I'm using.
But other black people have done that. Even when we use, even certain people older in the black community who have been through segregation and
Because that's where I learned the hard from motherfuckers who are literally descendants of like actual like, and I'm not going to call them slaves. I'm just going to say like sharecroppers.
But like there are people who have been through in our community who have been through those like traumatic situations, and there's both sides of the fence on that too. There's some people who use the words freely.
Because you said it yourself, words have meaning, and the hard R doesn't mean black person. It just means uneducated.
So it's like people will, again, it's the context. That's why you say everything has context, like it's context. The history and the social context of that word, especially in our country, is related to that of the black populace. So when people use it,
I argue that because if you go, I was one who used to like being that I used to be like, I'm still doing comedy, like still big on comedy. Like, nigga, I remember like going on like racistjoke.com and like mad different comedians and things like that. The N word is interchangeable.
bruh.
The word sand nigger is just as popular as just a straight up hard R.
Bruh. Again.
Niggas say that bro. They've
But
called
did you-
every if you not white, there's a hard R for you. You might not know it.
But did you just hear the again, contextually, which means where is it coming from? Context is like, where is it coming from? When is it coming? How is it coming? That's what context is. Where is it coming from? Coming from someone that is not black predominantly. What is it rooted in? History-wise in our country, socially, what is that word in our country? Not everywhere else, not on every other country on the planet, in our country. What is it? What community does that usually apply to? What community does it historically apply to when people use that word?
I don't know. I'm not taking credit for that.
They are not trying to talk about other demographics when they use that word. They are specifically trying to identify the black community. Do I agree with the usage of the word? And even our black community, like even me myself, I use the word nigga, and I try not to more and more, because the older I get and the more people I actually get exposed to,
bro,
it's like,
listen,
why use the word?
Because nigga, that
There's
shit is
so many other ways
there
to call
is
somebody my friend, or there's so many other terms of endearment.
And none of them shits hit like that. None of them got the power of like I still like. I remember having this conversation one time. I was like, "Yo, bro, who the fuck invented the N word? Like, who is that?" Like, I forgot what I was watching, and they brought this conversation up, but I ended up having it with Child, and I'm just like, "Who did that?" Because the mad niggas create slang. And like any word that isn't like recognized in like,
Bro, somebody was just smart enough to realize the power that the actual ER had.
But even
as a usage,
bro, it's deeper than that. Because there's plenty of the. I mean, yes,
that's really all
because
they realized the power of what the ER was, and someday, somewhere, some group of people or one person's started saying, "Fuck it, we're not gonna let them just use it." And let it.
I don't know. I think it's just those letters in general.
We're gonna repurpose it, and we're going to give it a usage. And through them giving it The word was already powerful. It still is. The ER is still more powerful, whether you want to admit it, than the A.
Yeah, because it draws. I don't know.
It draws the attention so much more.
Yes, it draws more because it's known as negative.
It has the historical context
my
of
thought
being what it is.
Because it's like, bro, listen, you watch old Pryor, you watch Chappelle, you watch all the greats, bro. The hard R gets dropped, and it's not like niggas is just like, oh man, like it's not even about. If I argue, it's not even just the ER. Yes, the ER is a powerful, like, what is it? Would you call that? That ER is not even a suffix. It's just that those two letters, the sound, like it's something that just like
perfect example.
Skirt.
Here,
like everything, we love that.
I'll give you another really good example of what you're talking about. When you type out "what's up," right? How much more likely are you now, instead of putting the WH in there, to just write WASSUP?
Never.
Or just write something.
WA. Oh yeah.
Instead of putting HAT,
I don't really
instead of writing WH.
What's up is for the professionals.
How much more likely?
What's up?
And that's what I'm trying to say.
It's for gang them.
Think about it. It's the same thing. All you did was take out some letters, and what's up is 2 words.
Yeah.
But it has a singular meaning. You're asking the one question, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's a shorter way than saying, what are you doing? What's up? And then they even shortened it further.
Man, went from what's up with you to what's up to
this WASSUP. What's up? Real quick. Z, some people use Z, whatever. But they've now taken it from what's up, 2 separate words, to making it one little condensed phrase. And now when you look at the same thing as like nigga with the A, instead of having the ER, all you did was drop that. Take a word that was already powerful and had meaning, but you changed the letter. Now the difference with the ER and what's up is asking a singular question. The ER and the A was whatever person's idea or group of people's idea of trying to repossess a powerful word to give it some type of usage outside of the negative connotation.
I don't know, man. It's so many different conspiracies
like
on it because
at a base level,
some people
like,
try to like go like they go the route of like, oh, it's a derivative of niggas. There's like some people take it as like, no, it was just like a creation that just so happened to be what it was.
The word, it definitely probably did derive from the word negus. So like those things are like how the word initially came to be. It doesn't even really matter as much because the context in which the word was used in historically for so long. We just don't, bro. It's
especially lost. Let's just chalk it up to it's just a fucked up part of like of history where we get one of the many reasons why people feel lost to this day.
So like it's considered hate speech because of the history behind it. The same like the reason that all of the like, and I'm not saying that the Jews do or don't control the media.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Or that Kanye is or isn't right, or that Kyrie is or isn't right. Like, I'm not educated enough on all of that information to really have like a justified opinion.
And that's information that's also been withheld from us from so long and destroyed.
But what I can say is this: if historically, what happened to the Jews in Germany with the Holocaust, right? Mm-hmm. There's certain terminology, there's certain forms of speech, and certain ways of talking that led to those events being able to happen. Hitler galvanized an entire nation behind the idea of hate speech. Like, people don't really realize that, like, it was propaganda and hate speech. These three people are the reason for us not being where we want to be as a nation. Yeah. These people are the reason we.
Let me make it clear. I'm not endorsing it. I'm just joking around about the like him having thoughts of Kyrie being right and shit like that. And I'm not. Like, it's just very fucked up. Like what you're explaining, because basically what I'm getting at is I like to make light of it, but it is a fucked up situation because if you do have a platform like anyone can have in this day and age, if you actually build attraction, you kind of do have to pay attention and watch what you're saying, because if you're not fully educated on the topic, you are likely to say something that can lead, I don't want to just jump straight to violence.
To more misinformation.
Yeah, and which can lead others to a bad perspective, which can lead them down the road to doing some dumb shit. So at the end of the day, you don't just want to start pointing fingers and blaming people, especially if you don't have like concrete evidence. Like you might have some fucked up people in quote unquote, since we're already on this topic, in Kanye's situation, you might have some fucked up people in Hollywood or whatever the case is, and they might have a specific last name, but you can't attribute that to a whole people.
So and then the thing is, people don't do the history on this. So I got a small little history lesson myself because I asked a question to somebody and they were more than willing to give me the information. And then I went and did my own little bit of research. So historically, the reason that there are so many people of Jewish descent in Hollywood is because at a point in time, theater was looked at as the lowest form of entertainment. Okay? What did theater become? Film. Charlie Chaplin is Jewish.
Before we go any further, it's a whole, not even a joke, but it's just super known in comedy and in writing professions. Jewish people just excel like no other. There's many super successful Jewish comedians, many Pulitzer Prize winners who are Jewish, and Nobel Peace Prize winners that are Jewish. But continue.
But and that I think is something keeping completely separate from what I'm about to get at. Mm-hmm. It's they were ostracized in a way that put them in a position to do certain things. Like the rich people used to go out and watch theater. That's what rich people did. They went to watch theater. Poor people performed in theater. That then became film. And when film gained traction, the people who were already established in film happened to be the same people who were established in theater because they had all the technology and the know-how to actually act and be in film. They took advantage of the bad situation they were put into. Now, is it different from the plight of black people in America? Absolutely. They weren't necessarily, forcibly captured and placed here and separated from generational lines, among other things. Yeah. And then segregation and all those other very different timelines and things that happen. So I can agree that, but just in that, now they're different. Now that they're separate entities, let's not compare the two. And I feel like it's very, as a black man in America, I heard a point today. It's black people now feel what white people feel when they're talking about black people stuff, when black people mention things about the Jews. And that's just that statement in and of itself, and the fact that someone has to make that or can even make that correlation, to me is ridiculously stupid. At the end of the day, they're two separate ostracized groups. At the end of the day, they've both been ostracized, they've both been plighted, they've gone through separate things. Now, what's happened through the course of time is that the situations that they were placed in became profitable to them. They also have community in such a way where especially Jews of Hasidic nature band together. They do not go outside of their communities. They invest in their communities. They invest in their children. They take them to every single religious meeting. They then send them to Shiva in fucking Israel for 2 years or a year so that they can study the Torah and party and get all the shit out the system. They then come back from doing so and get involved in medicine or preaching or some type of education that then feeds back into the community. You can't be mad at a group of people for having a sense of community. You can't be mad at a group of people for doing the things to help advance themselves, because that's what you're supposed to fucking do. While you have to get along with everyone else in the world and you have to assimilate yourself into the bigger melting pot of the world, your job as an individual is to do everything you can to advance yourself so that you can do everything you can to advance your community. Yeah. If you really want to have some type of general purpose in your life.
Yeah. That's that. Yo, you're right about that, and that's why so many people feel like they're unheard and all these different things is because they're actually not participating in any of these things.
Like, bro, today's election day. It's November 8th in our area. Whenever this episode goes out, so it'll be maybe like a week from now, whenever. I don't know how many people are actually gonna go vote. 2 years ago, when everybody was talking about this Trump shit, we hate Trump. Let's go vote. Get Biden in. We don't want Trump. Blah 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 blah. Y'all wasn't actually educating yourself on any of these issues. Y'all was going out to vote for a farce. Because if y'all would have educated yourself on some of these issues, y'all might not have voted for Biden. Y'all might have voted for one of the other Democratic candidates that might have had a little bit more leeway to get some things done, instead of just petitioning to get rid of Trump and like taking this huge stance because everybody's mad about COVID, mad about police brutality, and mad that Trump's saying whatever the fuck he wants on TV.
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day, the reason that there are so many people of Jewish descent in Hollywood is because y'all got pushed into that area.
Yeah.
And that developed into film, and then that film development you guys took advantage of.
And the more I actually talk to people who are like kind of like from Jewish descent and like people from like who aren't these major like figureheads, because everyone's trying to make, like, I talk to some people now and like I don't know if y'all are paying attention out there, but they're not lying when they say anti-Semitism is growing. Like, it's becoming a thing, and like especially in the black community. But what I was trying to get at is it's like people are attributing like the success and the wherewithal and all these other different things to like just being Jewish. Meaning, like, if you come from either the bloodline or you're a practicing member, you automatically balling. Like you ain't got no problems.
No.
And it's like that in itself is so offensive to these people, because it's like, nigga, if you only knew what it felt like to just stop, like, take your head out your ass and understand that America is fucked up for everybody. I'm not saying anything crazy. Like, this is the truth. It's fucked up for everybody, my nigga. So if you are living in America, you're dealing with the same issues that your neighbor, your fucking teacher, the person that works at the deli, the nigga that owns the construction business. We all have the same problems. We all trying to keep together relationships. We're all trying to, once again, like you said, be part of this community and feel like you have a purpose in life. Don't attribute that success or think that just because you're part of a bloodline or religion, you're instantly at that level.
Yeah, like, it's so like here's like the biggest thing.
Because
like,
my fault. I just wanted to say, because turning Jewish doesn't bring you heaven on earth.
No. And this is like the biggest thing that I think like I took away from, like, me personally. I don't know if anybody else got this take, and I would love to hear if anybody did. But I remember maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was, that Kanye was going up on like TMZ and shit like that and be like, I'm not going to live a victim mentality. We are victims. Slavery was a choice and all these things. Yeah. And then everyone was like, oh, he's crazy. He's losing his mind. He's out of it. He's lost the plot, all these things. Now he comes out and says that, oh, the Jewish people are controlling everything and they're taking my money and they're this and that. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's got it. He's right. He's got the right plot. He's got it now. And it's like,
I'm glad you're bringing this up.
My takeaway from that is just like, so when he talks about his views on what our community as black people, because there's a black man talking in the black community, like talking about the black community at the end of the day. When he says that he views like, oh, slavery was a choice and that we live in a victim mentality, and we have all of these things going on. Like, yes, definitely some of those things are completely askew. But the idea of a victim mentality to a degree, like, the fact that you are now all rallying behind him because he is attacking the Jews shows the victim mentality that he was just trying to speak on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's what I take away from it.
Can I? Yeah,
go ahead.
You're totally right, because instead of people being like, wait, hold up, Kanye might have something going, you know what I mean? He might be saying something here. Let's focus up. Let's actually do what you're supposed to. Like, let's chill out with the gangbanging. Let's focus on our own internal problems. Niggas was just like, nigga, fuck Kanye, you bitch ass nigga. What? I smack this, burning Yeezys, doing all this.
Slavery was a choice was a little too far.
Hey,
too far.
It's a statement.
Bad statement.
I can understand why anyone would be mad at that, but it didn't hit me the same way.
But living in a victim mentality and saying that everyone else is the cause of my problems. Like, I refuse to be victim because I am great. I am Walt Disney. I am this. Like, I refuse to let anyone tell me I'm not. I'm not going to be a victim to what everyone else is thinking and believing that a black man can't make it or a black man can't do it or that because of what happened here that I'm not gonna be this. So it's like that is the thing that to me is like everyone say he's crazy, he lost the plot. Now he coming out and saying, oh, the Jews, they're taking my money, they want to freeze me out, they want to do this, they control the media, they control Hollywood, they control this, they control that. He's saying all of that, and nobody in the black community is really sitting there and saying, oh, well, he's lost the plot again. They're all rallying.
Well, hey, hold on. I have to give us some credit, but I know exactly what you're talking about because I was just scrolling down Facebook, nigga. Your average day-to-day citizen. I'm not talking about your John Legend and motherfuckers who literally are chilling with Chuck Schumer and all these other fucking big names.
Like some of the dudes, what's that? The dude that's always posting on Twitter, the light-skinned man.
Yo, Justin LeBoy?
No, not Justin. Nah, the light-skinned dude. He'd be doing like political content and stuff like that.
Trevor Noah?
No.
I'm sorry. Wait, hold up. Is you talking about the mega light skin where people think he's white and he has glasses?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh man, I forget his name, but his name is something King.
Desmond King or what?
Nah, it's not Desmond. It's something King. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
His name. Him.
And then that's another person.
He's always when there's something going on in the black community, he's always posting about it, whatever. He's got some take. The first thing he comes out and says is like, oh, they censoring Kyrie and they're whatever, and they're not holding Amazon accountable. It's like, bro, you're a journalist.
And he's an activist.
You're at whatever. You have a platform in which you speak on these issues and people tune in. And
Sean King.
Sean King. Right? So you have a platform in which you can gain traction and you can speak on some of these issues.
This nigga right here.
You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy, bro?
I'm all for you speaking up. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real now, bro. How are you going to defend just as a journalist, you know what I'm saying? As someone who reports things, how are you going to defend blindly using your platform to spread something that's misinformation? And then be like, oh, why they holding Kyrie accountable, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yes, he should be held accountable. But in that same vein, Amazon and the people distributing the book should also be held accountable. You know what I mean?
All right. See, now this is where we're playing a slippery slope, bro. Listen, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. If I feel like writing a book, it's up to... I should not be allowed... I should be allowed to sell this book.
Yes, but it should also be flagged. And that is...
And I think it is. The ADL had that book already flagged, but that's why as soon as he posted it, these niggas was like, whoa. They hollered at everyone that was working that Kyrie was working for.
Exactly, which means if something like that happens, if something is flagged...
Oh, you're talking about real, like, to the side of everyone. Meaning, like, flagged. You put when it pops up, it says a stamp on it. Like, this book is
like when you if you go to look up Mein Kampf, my nigga, that shit should say like this is a detrimental piece of material.
I like this right here. No, you're right. I get what you're saying.
Like
that's
it's free. Yes, it's free speech,
right,
but it's hateful.
But how is
it spreads a hateful ideal?
But pimp. Now this is another conversation we getting at though, and I'm not even gonna change the topic. What I was gonna say is though, you're totally right. It's hateful and shit. It should be marked because we have all these different versions. For YouTube tells you this, it's too much cursing. It might be yada yada yada. You have to be X amount of age to watch this, or have someone actually like connected to a parent account who will let you watch this. There's no other way around it. Like you can't watch certain
got
content.
Parental controls on everything in the world.
There's a parental advisory for movies, television, music, everything. There should be some type of advisory on Amazon, especially for things like this. It doesn't mean that you can't sell it. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't mean or anything. It just says that this is a
this is a detrimental piece of content.
But
it spreads a hateful like it should be like, bro.
Yeah.
You can't go into so a perfect example. You can't go into a library.
That's crazy as hell. You can buy
Mein
Mein Kampf right now from the Kindle edition for $2. You can get it for free from Amazon. But
does it have any type of markings to let you know that it's like what that's about?
hold up. No, I don't believe. No, this isn't the actual one. No, this isn't the actual Mein Kampf.
Like, there's like, if you go into a place and like they're selling that book, like you should be able to fuck like. Let me see if I can find it on here.
Amazon. M-I-E-N.
Adolf Hitler, Mein Kampf. Like, bro. It says proceeds. The only thing that this just says is that proceeds are donated to Jewish charities and organizations in the product description.
Yes, you're right.
That's the only thing that just says.
It's the same one.
Yeah, the black book shit.
Yeah.
Right? So now, my thing to you is, brother, right? How the hell we know that this book, right, led to his ideals on not only world domination, but the hate of the Jews. And this was part of his hateful ideal.
Yeah, there's an actual...
Right? Why this shit not flagged? Because if I go into a library and try to check that shit out, the government is going to get notified. My local authorities are going to be notified.
I'm going to state, yeah. Yes, I'm going to save this. I got to bookmark this so I can add this in too, but this is very true. You go on Amazon.
100%,
nigga,
bro.
and mind you, both the copies that are on here are 4+ star rated. Like somebody was like, nigga, you gotta get this shit. Like even the one that goes to the Jewish proceeds, it's 4.5, damn near 4.5 starred.
Bro, my point only being in all of this, again, if I want to check, like especially back in the day, like they used to be able to catch people from like and prevent them from making bombs and stuff like that, because if you look up flagged material,
Yeah.
like as much as people don't like to hear this, when you go on the internet, every government has an agreement with you, whether you know it or not, when you go on the internet, that they can monitor to a degree some of the things that you are looking up and purchasing. Now, if you have a means and a reason for doing so, you will very quickly be moved away from any lists where they are investigating you. But perfect example, even if you're like a startup business, if you start buying industrial equipment and there's a couple things on there that are like explosive and have the capacity to do real damage, someone from your local authorities is going to contact you. Someone from the State Department is going to contact you. Something.
And honest to God truth, you can't even buy some equipment. You can
Like-
only rent certain equipment or have licensing to operate certain equipment.
You cannot own things that can possibly cause mass destruction.
Yeah. Like
So,
there's nobody who there's probably a guy who can say he personally owns a crane, but you probably gotta need an LLC to cop one of them joints.
Like you need a series of things to just even have.
Yeah, you could probably buy one as a regular nigga, but you can't move it. You can't even move it out of the lot.
Operate that crane, and your entire city zoning department is going to be aware of the fact that your crane is there.
Yeah.
So you can give somebody else your crane that has all the certifications and all the licensing and whatever else, and paperwork signed by the department to use it, but you can't. So like the simple fact of it is like when you really sit and look at like the way things are organized, it's like you can't go online and just buy bomb equipment.
Yeah.
Like
you can't even
start,
buy certain amounts of uranium.
Like if you start buying certain shit online, the government is notified.
Nigga, you can't even Google certain shit online because the government is notified, nigga. You will I'll tell you like this. If you don't believe me, go type in what you would call it. Type in piratebay.com or type piratebay.org and just try to download something off there. If you don't got a VPN or something like that, word of my mother, Verizon and Optimum or whatever your provider is gonna hit you up like, hey, you're downloading illegal content. We're gonna actually like fine you for this if you continue to do it. I've actually ran into this problem myself. Right. You'll be surprised how much shit they're watching you do.
In order for you to get on the internet, you had to sign a contract with an internet provider.
Yeah.
So in order to get so when you sign that contract with an internet provider, nobody reads that shit. It's TLDR. Nobody really reads that shit. All right? So you look for the big shit. But in there, the internet providers and the government have an agreement that if your sensitive information is protected, your social security number, your credit cards, that type of shit, the government can't monitor your spending history per se without warrants. But if you Googling shit online as a bunch of sensitive information and doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing,
and you getting confirmation orders to your Gmail for purchases and some bullshit.
We don't know that you're getting this stuff and that it's getting shipped to your house because we know what your IP address is, so we at least know where it's going. So even if we don't know who it's going to or who in the house is using the computer per se, because we're not invading your personal privacy to that degree, we just know that this order of flagged material is on its way to your house or this location where this IP address is emitting.
Bro, just so long story
short, they can do all of that.
Yeah, Amazon should be able to do this.
Why the fuck can't you on Amazon have the sensitive material or things that are hurtful or harmful or spread hate flagged the same way that
Instagram already?
Bro, I don't even think I can go into a library right now and just check out Mein Kampf. I'm sure there's going to be like some type of like process, and they're gonna notify somebody when I check that book out of the library. Like legitimately. Like, if they do happen to let me take it,
if they even have it,
they are more than likely putting me on some type of list.
Yeah,
and that is like to be watched.
I was listening to a podcast and he was the host was basically, shout out to Craig Facts. He was basically stating like a lot of these like religious like figures and people, whoever's putting these words of like these Black Israelite rhetoric in people's ears and other versions of like religious rhetoric into these people's ears that are celebrities, you niggas need to chill the fuck out, because you putting ideas in these niggas' heads, and what it does is it leads these niggas to go outside and use their platforms incorrectly. It's one thing like back in the days, like fuck it, I'm not even talking from like an anti whatever Kyrie or any of these niggas is talking about, because I think everyone should have the right to like chase whatever God, you know what I mean, you want. That's on you, my nigga. But what I'm saying is you niggas that are like literally trying to be activists and trying to be these leaders, I know it's hard for you to just make money because you can't just market religion as easy as you could back in the days. So instead of like, take the money from these athletes, but don't just start having these niggas start spitting shit. Like, I know a lot of people are saying Kanye started chilling with Candace Owens, and as soon as that happens, we get all this crazy slavery was a choice conversation. We get the fucking the White Lives Matter. We get everything we've seen in the last 2 years. Kyrie starts going on a spiritual journey and all this other stuff. Who knows who he's talking to? But whatever is happening, it's gotten him to now take this Hebrew Israelite path. And instead of him just being that, keeping that to himself, he's taking this to he's putting now this information out on his platform without fully having the knowledge and the wherewithal to break down these points and things like that. And it's causing him to now lose money. Yeah. And that's just the gist of what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of you niggas need to just chill the fuck out and just be a ball player. And like, to the niggas that's trying to get to, you know what I mean, get in these niggas' ears, do that, but don't tell these niggas start spitting shit to where they start losing
That's the
their
problem.
ability to pay for themselves.
That's really what the problem is. Like, what happens is, like, you get stuck. Like, I think most people who make large sums of money have experienced it in some form or another, where they're taking care of the people around them. And when you're taking care of the people around you, they're very reluctant to tell you no. They won't check you on the things that you're necessarily probably not 100% correct on, or maybe won't give you the actual guidance that you need in certain situations because they're worried about themselves and you continuing to take care of them. So, like, I think most people who, like, have just been successful at any point have experienced that in some shape or form.
Yeah.
What happens a lot of time with, I think, athletes, why a lot of them end up broke by the end of their careers or a couple years after they retire, is because not only are they living extravagant lifestyles, excuse me, but they're taking care of other people's extravagant lifestyles. Like, their friends are living nice houses, got nice cars, their parents are taken care of. Like, they don't live in the hood no more. They don't have to worry where the next meal comes from. When they go on vacation, the whole gang come out. You know what I mean? Then they take 3-4 vacations a year, aside from family vacations. They travel for holidays. Blah, blah. You get so used to this, like, lifestyle, and everyone around you is, like, sucked in. No one's gonna tell you no.
Yeah.
No one's
And
gonna,
even the ones that probably would have, they even with the change probably
Right.
have to, like you said, are more reluctant now. Like, even your strong father that was the you know what I mean, the patriarch and laying down the law, even him might be just like, hey, you a man now, and he more reluctant because it's like the lifestyle has changed. He's he's got his feet up. A lot of people are willing to. That's we'll save that for another conversation. But not a lot of people are willing to let go and start over. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people are willing to walk away from things.
yeah, so I think that's what, like, more than like for Kyrie more than anybody. Like, I kind of do feel for Kyrie to a degree, because it's like he's gone on his spiritual journey. He's done what he has for his own, you know, mental health and his religion. And when he goes out and he talks, he's like, listen, like, I'm not trying to be like
Yeah, that's why I
a
don't.
role model. I'm not necessarily trying to tell people to or not to, you know, go experience anything. And then whether he's apologizing for the money or because he wants to play basketball or because he wants to keep his brand deals or whatever the case is, he then came out and apologized and pledged to donate money to rectify the fact that he spread the misinformation. And then he's still getting dragged through this, like, proverbial mud, for lack of a better word, because he was misinformed. And I feel like that's not fair. Like, lots of people every day make the wrong call, make the wrong judgment, have the wrong opinion. And, like, Kyrie just happens to also, you know, be one that right now is causing a big division in the country and the world, even, because what happens in the U.S. does tend to, like, trickle out to other places and become a talking point. So, like, it's becoming another thing. So, like, you happen to be in the middle of all of that with all the other political turmoil going on in the world. Elections coming around. Elon just bought Twitter. Now everybody's shooting off at the mouth and saying whatever they want, when they want, however they want.
We're currently, like, in the process of being in or already in the recession. Like,
Yeah, we're in a recession.
it's, and not even just United, it's a global thing. Like, there's only, I'm not even going to try to even say this, but there's there's only a few set of people who have just been, like, the way the infrastructure is set up, where they're, like, basically put together. But even those countries are having problems based on the many problems that are just going on, where the fact that everyone's damn near broke right now.
Yeah, so like there's just like that huge culmination of just like so many things going wrong. Yeah. I think that he's getting a lot more flack.
Yeah, he like, picked the worst time.
Absolutely deserves. Like, because it's like, again, the man came out and apologized, but he is stern in the fact that like when he talks, he's just like, I'm not trying to do anything but be myself. Like, I come out here, I answer your questions, I do y'all stuff, but like, why y'all attacking me as a person? I can be wrong. I can have my own views. I can have my own beliefs. I can have my own stuff. That doesn't mean you don't gotta attack me as a person, because I'm not going out there and I don't treat anybody poorly in my day-to-day life. And I feel like that's something that like he's made very apparent. He's like, I don't go outside and then like treat people badly because they're Jewish, or go and do things that are anti-Semitic that, you know, somebody would be like, oh, he's trying
taking
to be
the stance that how can I be anti-Semitic when I know my history? And it's just a tough thing. That I just, before we get off this, I just want to just speak on that, man. I love all y'all, my nigga. That's why I won't let go of the N-word, bro. Like, because that's the only thing that's one of the only, it sounds crazy when I say it, but what else do niggas got? Like, everything.
Problem.
And you're totally right. We've been stripped of all tradition, all real culture, all the, like, bro, niggas think they doing fly shit and doing, y'all niggas is dressing like niggas from back, old white niggas from back in the days, old white niggas from all these different times. Like, yeah, we don't know what we really, like, you know what I mean? What the people of, like, the African American community is really supposed to be doing, or what we were doing when we first got here. We've lost all knowledge of that. And it's fucked up. But going around and trying to be like, yo, you see what the Jewish people doing? Yeah, that's what we supposed to be doing. And your only basis on this is a couple of gray area texts in Bibles, Torahs, and many different other texts out there that you niggas was, and I'm gonna say you niggas because I'm talking to you niggas who can hear this right now, are so fucking far removed from that for you to even claim descendantry or whatever the word is or ancestry to these people is insane. It's insane. When you can literally go holler at your mother right now. You could go holler at your grandmother. You could go to see where your fucking great-grandfather's buried at. But you want to be getting down with some shit that you don't even know is even some shit that was 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 thousands of years ago.
I think it's like,
and you clinging on to it because of some shit that it might be, he might have been black, because a nigga might have been black when in a couple of texts. It's like, bro, there's way too much evidence out there that niggas have been around, thriving, and doing anything. Focus on those things and focus on your immediate family, because you trying to chase the history and the teachings of some ancient lost civilization is a waste of your fucking time.
Yeah, I just feel like,
and not just that. Hold up, jacking niggas shit is anti-black if you ask me. That niggas don't do that. We create our own shit. So if you feel like you need some type of tradition, you feel like you need some type of that's culture.
Also, I feel like that. Like, there's so many like little like wrong things. And I think it all just comes down to this. The reason that the Jews specifically become, in my opinion, again, I could be completely wrong.
I don't even want to deal too much.
That the Jews become such a focal point is because they have one religious basis. All right?
Listen,
it's not just.
But all I'm saying is, I don't even want to make this about them. It's just the general. Because talk to niggas in the hood. Because that's really, it's niggas in the hood that we worried about. Because there's niggas out there, and it sucks because we don't focus on the niggas that's actually doing shit, like going to college and graduating and actually staying out of.
That's what I mean.
Staying out of the way.
The reason that.
Like, becoming business on things like that.
Like, it's so, I think it's so easy for like other people to latch on to like the hate of it, and especially people in the black community to go chase this like hardcore black Israelite stuff that leads you to again, possible misinformation, because I don't know if it's right or wrong or not. Again, I'm uninformed.
You niggas, that's all just old translation, but continue your thought.
I'm just talking about the hardcore extremists that take it to the point of like hate in any sect or faction. And like the extremism, I believe, comes from, again, the fact that there's division at like some of the small levels that cause ripples and complete breaks in community. Like, again, all of the Hasidic Jews happen to go to one church or one type of church, so they all worship the same exact way. There's a difference between a Southern Baptist church and a upstate New York Baptist church. Yeah. There's a difference between a Seventh-day Adventist
and a Protestant.
And then a Catholic who goes to church and this form, and then there's this other person who's like a loose Catholic who goes to this other type of Catholic church.
You niggas have re-rocked Christianity so hard so many times that it's like
there's so many. So when you just look at it just from like a religion, because again, it's like communities are built on similar beliefs, cultures and things like that. Something that every single human being has, whether you believe in a God or not, you believe that there is some form of energy, power, science, whatever, something that is just not quite in your understanding or explanation for how everything came to be.
Some people chalk it up to be the brain, other people chalk it up to be, you know what I mean? The soul.
But whatever. But every single human being on the planet, even if science is your guideline, science has holes in it where there are things that are not explained that are just outside your grasp, but you believe in whatever science tells you. That even still in itself is poignant of the fact that you believe in something greater than yourself, and humanity exists at force in the world. Yeah. If that is true and we all believe that, what happens is where in those beliefs we differ. Again, we got all these different, the one thing we all have in common, we all believe there's a higher power or some type of greater forces that, allow things to be. Again, even if it's science is a greater force than human understanding because we don't know it all. At work, we just happen to be fractured in so many different little pockets rather than just like under one umbrella where we can all just kind of
like and people, if you don't know, like also Judaism isn't just one single.
That's why I specifically said like all the Hasidic Jews are together, all the Agnati Jews or Asnadi, I forget the actual term. I think it's Ashnadi or something like that.
I think you're closer with the Ashnadi.
Yeah, I think it's like Ashnadi Jews. They all
the Orthodox Jews, they chill amongst each other.
They all, perform their things in their manner, but they're all very
close, like even in proximity, like
they're
physically
all very, very close together.
And in their teachings and in their rules, they have a law because they have the Torah, and I forget what the other one is called. I think it's I don't even want to call it wrong, but that's like their law book. Like this is what we following, like. And their interpretations based on like how to live their life, like just that's why so many of them are dressing a specific way. It does not deviate. Like and that's why I think people get so jealous, especially in our community, because that's all it is. And I think I was watching something last night, and the man was explaining that it's just an energy. Now, what you do with that energy is up to you. You can be jealous and use it in a positive way. Just the same way you could love something the wrong way or the right way, or hate something or the right way or the wrong way. It's like, you don't have to look at these people and being like, damn, I wish niggas could get unified like this, and these niggas is wearing the same fits, and cool, bro. That's fine. But you don't just start looking at them and building a hatred for them because they're following their law. If you really feel like you want to start creating that in your home, teach your kids how to be not them, but like whatever you decide is proper, and continue to try to push that along.
I think the biggest thing is like, again, it's just, there's so many different fractured communities throughout the black populace, whether it be from religion, area, slight cultural differences. There's
Slavery.
yeah, that's all of that. Whatever the deviation from the original plan or the norm or what everyone thinks is the status quo is. With all of those things existing, we don't have the things that like a lot of the communities we say oppress us or don't want to see us succeed. We just don't have those things in place. Like they set up trusts and plans so that way kids of their ancestors and kids' kids and cousins, uncles, aunts, whatever, can go to this college and get an education.
And I love you for bringing that up, but I also did I don't even want to bring that up because once again, you have these conversations with people who are actually from these communities, and it's just like that's just a misconception. Just because you Jewish don't mean you gotta trust. No, I know you're saying that,
but I'm saying that certain things.
I know you're not saying that
for generational wealth to exist are in place. Like they've taken the L in whatever sense that they have, and now gained their success. And rather than them having this long-standing or long-lasting, impact on the world, what they did was they did everything they could to have an immediate impact on their community and the people around them and their homes. So now your grandpa, your great-great-great-great-grandfather might have been super broke, but he took everything he had and gave it to your great-great-great-great whatever. And then it finally eventually made it to your grandfather. By the time your grandfather got it, because they kept everything within, y'all had donated so much money to a school, or you had set up a family business that's just, even if it's just a simple hardware store that, keeps y'all fed and just gets you by on a day-to-day basis.
Gives access.
It gives you access to the next step of the puzzle, because by the time you come up, you not only have access to possibly more education, but you're just going to have access to more opportunity. So it took generations of people taking L's and sacrificing what they initially wanted for the future good of their families. So I think that's the
yeah, that's just the bona fide fact
of life. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what color, creed,
you want your son to have a good life. Stop buying unnecessary shit and focus up.
Take the L yourself.
Yeah, don't get that. Just only hold on to your money and make sure that whatever it is, you pay for your necessities and you put some away for that little nigga. So when you go, niggas don't gotta sell the crib and do this other shit just to bury your dumb ass.
Yeah, buy life insurance.
That's as simple.
Get life insurance. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself.
Nigga, you tell me this all the time. Niggas spend $30, $45, $50, $60. Some of us even spend $100 every month on dog shit, damn near.
You can get life insurance.
I'm in the process, y'all probably, when y'all see this, y'all probably gonna be hyped, they'll be back. But nigga, a lot of us, me and him both, have been in the process of just nigga, really trying to take this shit, not even just this, but ourselves and our lives in a better place. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you and you alone. Because I'll tell you this, I won't be blaming nobody based on their fucking race or anything because I ain't got dental insurance correct or I didn't take the time.
I don't know why you don't be going to the doctor. That shit is strange to me.
Bro, it's not that I don't be going to the doctor. I just can't afford to go to the doctor.
We've been over this.
But like you said, and like I'm just telling y'all, we burn money on bullshit all the time. How about you burn money on something that isn't bullshit? Spend some money on something that'll actually keep you here a little bit longer and a little bit more comfortable.
The best advice I can give anybody is just find a reason for yourself, not for anyone else. No one has to agree with you, no one has to like it. But find a reason for yourself that every day when you get up and you look in the mirror, you feel as if you are doing something right. Now, I don't know what it is that's going to be for everyone, but you need that. If you can wake up every morning, look yourself in the mirror, and feel like what you did yesterday and what you're going to do today was the right thing for you, that's all that fucking matters. Your life will increasingly be better if you do those things. And predominantly, if you do those things, life will reward you in much more ways than not.
Yeah. Everyone wants to talk about mental health and all these other things. Bro, take the steps to just actually get that shit correct.
And read a fucking book. Y'all niggas is dumb. I'm tired of hearing about fucking Kanye. Read a fucking book.
Yeah, because you'll see you read a lot of books, because there's a lot of them that'll prove to you niggas is not the lost tribe. You niggas is not the Israelites, nigga.
Even if you are, I don't think the lost tribe wants you out there condemning people. I don't think that's the teachings that they're trying to get across to you. They don't want you to condemn the souls of the other people on the planet to whatever type of oblivion or subjugation that you believe.
What do you really like? Go look at the shit that he's like. Because I remember when being a black Israelite was a meme. Like, I remember when this was like a joke. When niggas used to walk by and just laugh. But now you niggas really thinking it's some power in this shit. But go look at some of their videos. Just type in Black Israelites NYC 2013. See what the fuck these niggas is doing and see if that's really the motherfuckers you want to lead. You know what I mean? Want to lead you or the teachings you want to follow behind. You want to wear these big ass leather suits and yelling at people in the street, telling white folks they the devil and to making them kiss your boot. If you really want to be, if that's where you want to be, I think what I've been hearing from a lot of people that. Yeah, it's a lot of negative shit in it, but yeah, man, if that's what you want to be, you want to feel like you got the power and you the man and you got the almighty behind you and you can do what you want, beating white people up, not even beating white people up, but disrespecting random white people that have never seen you in your fucking life and having motherfuckers kiss your shoe and talking crazy to women just because of the color of their skin.
That shit is weird.
Weird as fuck. Have fun with that. I'm not wearing no leather studded outfits, looking like a ninja fucking in the middle of Harlem in 92-degree weather, talking about whatever God told me I'm following, told me I got to do this. Fuck out my face. All right. Shit is corny. It's funny. It's funny as fuck to me, and I'll be jacking some of this just because it just sounds hilarious. But it's like, you gotta be an idiot if you really believe that shit, like, or if you really are willing to let these people lead you, especially with how like disgusting these people move. Like,
bro, like, yeah, I'm just scrolling right now and I can't see nothing but nonsense.
Thank you. I'm trying to tell you, like, just type that shit in. You'll be like, what the fuck? Niggas is screaming at old white ladies and what Spanish women going by, and these niggas is, hey, what's up, mommy? Niggas is like, it's literally like a like barbershop nigga. Now, I'm not even gonna just violate, but like, imagine like the most ratchetest barbershop you've ever been to got turned into a religion. I'm good, bro. But yo, it's been another great episode.
Y'all have a good one, man.
Y'all have a good one. Read a book, read a motherfucking book, nigga. We out of here.